Hey guys, Cameron from Desert RC. Been hiding this in the background for quite a while. I've been working on this for the last few months. This is going to be the Desert RC Scout chassis for the UTB18 axial Capra platform. I'll kind of show you guys around. This is a prototype chassis. They'll be coming in 2.5 millimeter black carbon fiber to start. We'll probably do pre-orders on this. It'll probably take a month to get everybody's orders out with me having to 3D print the sliders and skids and everything. And then to have my carbon cut. So be patient with me on that. Links will be in the description below. But these are aluminum rails that I patina painted. I've got sliders on the side that have hard body mounts for this little samurai body that I'm using. But they will not come with that. They will come with standard sliders without the body mounts, with a battery strap. It will come with a 10-degree angled skid. This is a 10-degree angled chassis. Just like everything else, you can see this is the cheater style chassis, so the end of the rails stop before either the rear servo if you have the four-wheel steer or the front servo, so that way we don't have any interference. But you could run the UTB18 cage on here if you wanted. I just wanted to make it so that there weren't rail ends to get in the way of the articulation. But we are on Method Vanquish wheels, 1.9 with 383 BFG crawlers and Predator compound with a prototype SL3D Squid insert. We're working on that right now. These are my Desert RC Beadlock rings. They fit Vanquish, Chanquish, and Shift RC wheels. We've got the stock shocks. We've got the deluxe brass in the front with the high angle CVD joints and the outer portal covers in brass. They only fit inside this 1.9 style wheel. Just to make a note there. We're running a Reefs Raw 800 LP, GT5 receiver, radio. We've got the new Mini 16 motor in there. And we are using a Deluxe portal trans. But to make that happen, Deluxe sells these adapters to put a larger 1/10 size drive shaft on there. So I've got those on there, and just kind of like a mix of steel drive shafts from some aftermarket companies like Power Hobbies. We are using 3S, this little 650 3S milliamp battery, my bad. But yeah, it'll come with spacers, chassis rails and carbon, standard sliders, and the skid of your choosing. So you can run this style like I am. This is for the deluxe style trans, or you can get the stock UTB18 Capra trans skid for that. But let me get this body mounted up. We'll get it on there and we'll see how this thing does on the rocks. A couple weeks ago, I took this thing out with my buddies. We did a scale run. They had their RC four-wheel drive trucks, a couple other things. But this thing was slaying lines out there for how small it is. I'm thoroughly impressed. Now, I've owned a UTB18 before, and I probably sank about 500 bucks into trying to make it more reliable. Watch out, lizard. And it still wasn't that great, and I was just kind of underwhelmed by the platform. So we're at the point now where I saw an opportunity to make a chassis for this, and first go around just absolutely impressed me. I'm so amazed at what this short little wheelbase will do. But basically how I have this build set up, it is a 63% forward weight bias without the body on, and with the body on, it is a 60-40 split. I don't even know if it'll get up this, because this is a 10 scale line, but this thing does impress me from time to time, so see if it can hold on to it. This is stock wheelbase UTB18. I am using the Hardcore RC links, and I will be sending him out a Scout chassis kit to get him to make link kits for this. We'll do standard wheelbase and probably like a plus 12 or 14 millimeter wheelbase. That way you can kind of pick and choose what you want to do. Let this plane go by. Like, look at that incline right there. I am amazed that it actually pulled that off. See if it can do it downhill. We're gonna run all my standard 10 scale lines here and see how this thing does. Yeah, a little shorty wheelbase. One thing I will say, if you're going to build one of these like I did, custom, do not use the Deluxe Portal Trans. It is geared way too high for this, especially with the Mini 16 Fusion. What I suggest is doing like a Nod 2 transmission. Should gear it just right. I do have the underdrive and overdrive gears in the front and rear, so I think we're at like a total of 25%. It does have stock ring and pinion, so we'll see how long that lasts. In my other UTB18, I replaced every transmission gear, every ring and pinion gear, every portal gear, all that stuff broke. Not that durable. I'm hoping to make this thing bulletproof. And I did do the Deluxe portal stub shafts, and this thing took a tumble that would have otherwise bent a portal stub shaft on a stock one, but these things are super durable. This body you can get from WPL Toys. That is a 10th scale Jimny or Samurai, and it's about 80 bucks. It's a leaf spring 110 scale RC. I just took the shell off and threw the rest of it away because the rest of it was kind of garbage. But the body's a perfect fit on this thing. I'm running a full Droop setup on the shocks, as you guys probably saw in the intro. I'm running a 35 weight, which kind of lets the action of the shock kind of slow down a little bit and conform nice and smoothly. I did not want to run springs on this. Springs were too long in my opinion. Yeah, be sure to let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about this thing. I love this thing. It's a fun little build. I have more fun with this than I do with my 18th scale and micro scale. This kind of fits in the category of 10th scale. Yeah, this is a pretty hard line here. One thing I will say, this would benefit from a longer wheelbase, but I do not want to do that with this build because where it helps in some areas, it also hurts in others. Come on, little Sammy. Oh, we almost had it. Let me reset. We have two wheels up in the air right now. Yes. Alright, we're gonna have to bypass that one. And I did shorten the inside of these shocks. I did limit them internally. And I think I limited them like 4 millimeters with some nitro fuel line tubing. Nice. See, it does stuff like that. Typically, you'd have a vehicle that would unload right there and just flip the back end over, or even the front end, but that thing just stayed planted the whole time. I'm always blown away at how my chassis handle. Like, I'm surprised, and at this point I think it's well earned. I shouldn't be surprised anymore. I think at this point I kind of know what I'm doing when it comes to designing chassis rails for a platform. Not to toot my own horn, just saying out of experience. Steep. I don't think it'll pull that one, but we'll keep watching it and see what happens. Yeah, the back end squared up. Kind of want to build another one of these, but with extended wheelbase with a Capra cage, like just all for performance, not for scale. Okay, well, pulled it up. But I'll leave that up to you guys. Oh, no way. I gotta see that one again. Okay, let's hit that at a little bit of an angle. Nice. Guys, I am really happy with this chassis kit. It's just doing really great things for how small it is. You know, there's usually a sacrifice when you go down in scale or down in wheelbase. You kind of lose a lot of the performance, and I just don't feel like we've got that for this. Like I said a couple weeks ago, I was out with some buddies in their TF2s, and their TF2s were struggling on everything. I get that they are leaf springs and this is on a 4-link setup with shocks, but for how small this thing was, I didn't expect it to be doing as well as it did. I thought I'd be prototype testing this thing for at least like 6 months, but I designed it, had some rails cut in aluminum. Took me probably about 2 months to get this build done, start to finish. And the first time I took this out, no issues whatsoever. Link geometry worked out, everything. But it just kind of worked out on this one. Probably will order another one of those WPL Samurais when I get a chance, just to chop the fenders a little bit better, because I mocked this body up before I had my links. And this chassis completely assembled, so I'd probably take a little less out of the back fender. The front is cut the way I like it. I like where it's at. Okay, those of you that watch all my other videos, you know that this section here, I usually hit with the 10 scale rigs. I want to see how close we can get with this little guy, little Sammy. Yeah, there's no way. I've got my remote here ready to catch it. Once that back right tire drops in, it'll probably pull over the driver's side. Yeah, I don't expect it to pull off this 10th scale steep side hill right here, but I'm gonna throw it into that position just to see what happens as we're testing here. Now, the one downfall to not running shocks is as you side hill, you don't have spring pressure on the downhill side pushing back up against the opposing side. So that is the only downfall. Well, and on trails, get a lot of chassis slap, and sometimes when you're trying to climb up stuff, it'll get to hopping and the springs aren't there to really kind of cushion the bounce. But on something this small and light, this thing weighs 4 pounds without a battery. So with that little 650, that battery probably weighs 2 to 4 ounces. So we're looking at about 4 pounds, 2 ounces or 4 ounces. So we'll see if we can get up this at all. It's hanging on for dear life right now. I'm surprised it's actually doing this. Okay, I think that's gonna be our thumbnail. Nope, it's not getting up. All right, guys, we're probably gonna end out the video here. I have a bunch of errands to run. A lot of your orders have to go to the post office. But be sure to let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about this thing. Working on quite a bit behind scenes, working on another chassis kit right now. A new one that I have not teased yet. But if some of you have been out in the wild with me rock crawling, you may have seen it already, but we'll just leave it at that. And yeah, we'll catch you guys next week. Thank you guys for watching if you make it this far to the end of all my videos. And if you're not subscribed, do me a huge favor. Go ahead and click that subscribe button down below so you can see more rock crawling videos each week. Try to shoot for once a week at least. Sometimes I get too wrapped up in my full-time job to do this every week, but yeah,